Erev Tov Chavrim, I'm Steve Benin. You're watching Israeli News Live, and Haaretz has really put out a very provocative article here. Title of it, Mossad Chief Visits Doha, urged Qatar to continue Hamas financial aid. It blows me away. Blows me away to see this. Let me share with you some of the details here. The Mossad Chief Yossi Cohen, on February the 5th, in order to ensure Qatar continues its financial aid policy to Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip. The visit came to light in an interview former Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman gave Israel's Channel 12 News on Saturday, saying Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had sent Cohen and, one second, make sure we get all the words here, and the Israeli military chief of Southern Command of Herzl Halevi to beg the Qataris to keep funneling money into Hamas. I mean, this is like insane. It's got to be insane on the part of the Prime Minister. We got this, as we also get the article here that comes out that you have on United with Israel, right? Naval article, babies evacuated, school canceled as terror rockets rain in southern Israel. What's the support for? I mean, I'm sure that they're going to argue, well, the support is for the humanitarian aid, so Hamas has money. But Hamas and the Palestinians are not one and the same necessarily. So why is Netanyahu trying to make sure the Mossad chief is getting funding for Hamas? What, they don't have enough rockets? You worried that they're going to run out? Worried that we're not going to be able to maintain some type of military confrontation? Don't have someone to terrorize southern Israel, so make sure they got plenty of money. Is this the plan now? I mean, it's bad enough they got to evacuate the babies, cancel the schools, things like that. The rockets are falling down in there. But like I said, you know, there's two sides of the story. The IDF announced Monday afternoon that Israel's Air Force was continuing to strike back against rocket attacks from the Gaza Strip. A short while ago, IDF fighter jets and attack helicopters struck Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror targets throughout the Gaza Strip. And the IDF tweeted at mid-afternoon, even as a new alert was sounding in the southern Israeli coastal city of Ashkelon, one of the localities where classes were canceled in the aftermath of the rocket barrage, which began late Sunday afternoon. Well, don't worry. If you're worried about that you don't have funding for your rockets, don't worry. The Prime Minister of Israel has made sure that they're getting that funding coming to you. I mean, this is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Anyway, here's some footage here for you of Israel striking back.
And an area outside of Damascus, Syria. Making every effort to quell fears of a potential local outbreak of coronavirus.
See, just like we reported yesterday, coronavirus, local outbreak from the Southern Koreans that had visited Israel, tested positive, as we pointed out to you. Now, the Israeli authorities speaking about it. And by the way, there is a doctor that has been successfully treating people with intravenous vitamin C with coronavirus. Just for your knowledge, for those of you that are concerned about this. At any rate, though, also the issue about coronavirus. Here's another interesting thing right here. You have, this is scenes from Italy. Yep, they're just like in China, suited up, quarantining areas there in Italy with the coronavirus as well. There's also some other kind of virus coming out. I'm not sure yet. I won't say anything yet because I really need to find out more about that if that's really the case. And at the same time, we have this article here on Times of Israel. Israel may quarantine travelers from Italy, Australia over coronavirus. Well, it's not the case. They may, but as they're saying they may, there are people that are pouring in from Italy that are coming from the coronavirus-stricken region there of Italy, and the Israeli government has not done anything about it. That's messages that I'm getting from friends in Israel that are very concerned because thus far the government has done nothing to do quarantining, to do blood tests, even if they allow them in. One friend said that Israel is just not equipped like America is. There again, intravenous vitamin C could be one of the best fights against coronavirus. So just for your knowledge, for those that are listening, whether you're in Israel, whether you're in Italy, wherever, but they're not gonna ever accept that, because hey, even if it is if it does work, it goes against the vaccination program they'd like to bring out. I'm just really curious. I have a feeling we're going to end up with a martial law before it's over with. Maybe even here in the United States, and that might be one of their best ways to be able to disarm the nation while they're claiming this coronavirus thing, right? Interesting. Kind of like what happened when the hurricane hit Louisiana years ago, right? Oh, the next thing you know, they weren't there to protect the people. They were there to just take everybody's guns away from them. Anyway, Times of Israel. They're dividing up the land now. Netanyahu Israeli officials meet with U.S. mapping team for West Bank annexation. Wow. They're already laying it out. So Trump gave the plan, and Netanyahu is carrying it out regardless of what the Palestinians have to say about anything. Just goes to show you have no voice whatsoever. U.S. members of the committee formed to map out the areas of the West Bank that Israel plans to annex as part of Trump's administration's peace plan met Monday with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and another senior Israeli official as they pressed ahead with the project. It was the first time that the two sides have met to work together on deciding which areas Israel will extend sovereignty to, a measure tantamount to annexation. That's exactly what it is. It's funny. If I say it, it's like I'm supposed to be self-hating Jew or anti-Semitic or something like that. Times of Israel says it. What are you going to do with it then? Just like this issue with the Mossad, right? Haaretz reports that the Mossad chief sent there by Netanyahu to keep the financial aid going from Qatar for Hamas. Hello, anybody awake out there or what? Here's another big one. The Times of Israel saying Sanders says AIPAC gives platform to express bigotry and won't go to the conference. Whoa! I am blown away that Sanders has got the bravery to speak out against AIPAC. Does he not know that he's going to lose his funding now? Hey, Bernie, you're about to feel the burn yourself. Maybe they just kind of shrug you off, figure you're not going to win anyway, the nomination, so they're probably really not worried about you at this point here. And maybe you know that as well, and therefore you're making all these boasts right now about AIPAC. But hey, AIPAC controls Washington, plain and simple. Don't believe me? Ask Cynthia McKinney, former Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney, when she went up against AIPAC and what happened to her. Vanessa Beeley also reporting on this video right here that she shared on her Twitter page there. This is a facility that was being used by the jihadists to train their militants inside of Idlib province there. And also, she also is able to share with us in here that when you go inside one of the buildings there, and I'll kind of fast forward to it, chemicals that were being used, and also different like ball bearings, things like that, to make explosive devices. There are the ball bearings right there on the floor there she's talking about there. So definitely, whether it was chemical weapons that they were making in there, it's hard to say, or whether or not they're just making the chemicals that are being used there are to make bombs. It's hard to say. But Vanessa Beeley always does a really good job at being on the ground in Syria and reporting on the things that she sees going on a regular basis there. At any rate, well, that's about it there. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update of what is going on. We are preparing a video for Patreon, bringing some things out. The Noahide laws are becoming a major issue. Major issue. So if you're being told that it's not, it is totally false. The United Nations, there are more meetings that are going on right now. They are working, preparing it to roll it out. 2030 is going to be the time frame for it. It will be in schools. It will become mandatory study. And about the only way as a Christian you will be able to get around it, well, you probably just have to go under the Jehovah's Witnesses, because they are considered Noahides. So you will have to deny your belief and faith in Jesus Christ to be part of that system. We'll be going into that very deep, and a couple other things as well we'll be talking about on Patreon. So Be watching for that. Patreon, Israeli News Live. I will put a link in the description after the video has uploaded. We're doing a live broadcast, so it has to upload first. We appreciate all of you that have been coming over there. You've been able to catch up on the things that we shared from the conference there, and we will get more information up for you here very soon. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.